Hey guys, welcome back to some more Cold Hearts. In the last episode we had to go visit Mr. Ibiki, who gave us a very prompt phone call, telling us basically, come around, eat some food, and we'll discuss expanding our father's business, which we now earn. It's day 3 of being sexually attracted to fridges. So yeah, it's been a long ride. Mr. Ibiki lives in the outskirts, far away from the rush and the noise of the city. The mansion lies mostly in the shadows, but is still as impressive as I remember it. Unfortunately, it's not the time for admiration. It's 9:55 PM and for some reason I'd rather show up half an hour early for an appointment than be just a minute late. So I rush to the door, adjust my tie for the last time, good grief, and ring the bell. At first, nothing happens. I'm not sure if letting me wait is part of Ibiki's strategy, or if walking through the entire mansion just takes a lot of time. Maybe it's birth. But after what feels like an eternity, the door finally opens, and I'm presented with Mr. Ibiki's smug smile. God, look at his... wow. He's very elaborate, isn't he? Well, who do we have here? Welcome to my humble home. Oh God, that's disgraceful, even for you, Ibiki. Thank you for the invitation, Mr. Ibiki. Mind if I come in? Oh, not at all. Please. I've ordered some first-class sashimi, or sashimi. I'm not sure what that is. It should arrive in just a few minutes. How about we eat and talk a little about how things are going for you? How you've managed to settle into the daily routine, which is surely a challenge for you. After that, I'll have a look at the documents you brought me. I would like to punch you in the face so much. I would like to thank you so much for inviting me to dinner, Mr. Ibiki. This sounds like a good plan. He shrugs off my compliment, which gives me time to take in the dining room, dominated by a huge table with places set for 2 people. Please, do take a seat. Thank you. I thought Ibiki wasn't married. Why would he need such a huge place? Well, I guess for him it's not what he needs that's important, just what he can get. We start with some small talk, a warm-up for the battle ahead, before we are even remotely done talking about how inappropriate the weather seems to be for this season. The doorbell rings again. Oh, it seems our dinner has arrived. I'll bring it over. If you'd please, head over to the kitchen and get us a bottle of wine, would you? I took it out of the cellar this morning and put it in the refrigerator. By the time we get to it, it should be the perfect temperature. He waves over to a door which, I assume, leads to the kitchen. I nod and head towards it while Ibiki leaves the room. From what I've seen so far, I shouldn't be surprised, but I am. Everything in this place is massive, and it looks as if you could prepare food for a whole army here. Everything is very modern, especially the appliances, and I'm pretty sure he got nothing from my store. Oh man, that fridge. We've never sold something as advanced as this. Totally out of my range for our usual customer base. Look at that thing, glossy black, tall, and some LED lights grace the front below the door. Probably useless, but here, oh God, but here, style over substance. Please, now, keep calm. I wasn't even sure who I was addressing, me or the fridge. I reach out for the handle and pull the door open, revealing a whole lot of almost nothing at all. 3 bottles of wine, some Insta-food, which I wouldn't have expected, and a lonely slice of pumpkin pie. I randomly pick up one of the bottles as I seriously don't know much about wine. Pretty sure Mr. Ibiki will draw his own conclusions from that. But come on, it's not like you have to be a wine expert to run a store, right? As I reach for the door to close it, the lid of the freezer compartment suddenly springs open. Startled, I step back and watch in shock as the whole area around the fridge is quickly swallowed by a mist caused by the temperature difference. What a powerful freezer. Ush, I gotta do something before I get into trouble. And we wouldn't want that now, would we? I almost dropped the bottle of wine, hearing this voice. Oh no, please, not again. As the blood quickly escapes my face, a figure emerges through the mist. Still just being a silhouette, I can clearly see the proportions. Oh. It's a woman, with a wasp-like hip and legs that seem to reach all the way up to the heavens. Ooh. As she emerges from the mist, her appearance hits me like a blow to the heart. Smoky eyes and cherry red lips, framed by flowing hair. An elegant and pompous dress which shrouds yet still emphasizes every little detail of a perfectly proportioned statue. Not breaking eye contact for a split second, she nearly flirts towards me, almost casually hitting the lid of the freezer with a graceful swing of her hips, putting an end to the continuous flow of mist threatening to engulf the whole kitchen. So, you are Masato's little partner, hmm? Interesting. Very interesting. Her cold eyes seem to scan me thoroughly, sending shivers down my spine. The way she addresses Mr. Ibiki and the way she's dressed, she's clearly no maid. Could she be Ibiki's wife? Maybe he married after all. Don't just stand here, do something! Yes, I'm sorry, Mr. Abiki didn't mention... Oh, of course he didn't mention me. How could he? That's alright. I'm Ume. It's a pleasure to meet you. How could he? What a curious thing to say. Why would anyone not carry a woman like this around like a trophy? She's stunning. She's still coming closer. Oh my. Not the most talkative type, are you? But a good selection of wine, I see. Be careful. It may go straight to your head. I'm sure you wouldn't want things going out of control. Or do you? I'm electrified, unable to move. I notice while she's running her fingers over the label of the bottle, I'm desperately holding onto like a lifeline. I feel absolutely nothing at her touch. It seems... Wait! Her fingers are clearly reaching through the glass. This woman, Ume, is not real. The realization hits me like a slap to the face. Of course he didn't mention me, the way she emerged from the mist, but she did close the lid of the freezer. She's... Oh God, help me. She's another one, but she's also standing right in front of me. How is this possible? Is it the stress? Have I gone completely insane? Birth? What do I do? Be cautious and cold. Be courageous. Okay, she clearly isn't real, but that doesn't help. That doesn't help any. What? I feel like a deer in the headlights, but I can't take my eyes off this beautiful beast. You have to excuse me. I have no idea how you're doing this. How do you do it? Do what? She looked honestly confused. Did I go too far? Did I hurt her? Wait, how could I? I didn't say anything wrong, or did I? How do you appear like this? So human and... Oh, so you don't like what you see? Now that would be a shame. Oh God, I went too far. I have to fix it now. No, please forgive me. That's not what I meant. You look stunning and I'm... Impressed? Don't say it. Yes. Damn it. Now I'm no further ahead. I still need to know how a fridge is able to appear in a nearly human form right in front of my eyes, but at least I managed to completely embarrass myself. Good job. Oh, thank you very much, sweetheart. Her smile grows. I don't think she's honest at all. I'm such a fool to even pray for that. I think I should leave and try to cool down. Now, if you excuse me, I have a dinner to attend to. I turn around and storm out the kitchen. I have no idea how long I spent in the kitchen, but luckily it passed unnoticed. Abiki is just about to prepare a huge mixed sashimi platter, and my mouth starts to water. I'm desperately looking for something to keep my mind off whatever just happened in the kitchen. This food looks like the most delicious escape I've ever had. Not ever seen. Oh man, what now? Gotta say, your shop is really cozy. If it wasn't so smelly, I could live here. What the? Who are you? Is this a prank? I put down the bottle of wine as Abiki looks up to me. Oh, there you are. I see you've made your choice. Interesting. Honestly, I don't care anymore. All I want is to eat and get this evening over with. But it's not going to be so easy now, is it? As we proceed to eat, Abiki immediately begins to interrogate me. So, how are things looking over at the store? Yeah, pretty good. I can't complain. Still have a steady stream of customers and they seem to be very happy. Oh, that's good to hear. I imagine it was hard to pick up where he left off, getting acquainted with the customer base, digging into all this paperwork. No problems with it at all? No, you knew my father. He was an orderly man and he treated his customers with the utmost respect. Continuing his work couldn't have been easier. It just needed a little bit of dedication. It was no big deal. I was a bit cold, yes. The way Abiki failed to show any sensitivity towards the passing of my father was just downright pissing me off. I meet his eyes and I see his expression shifting slightly. Is that a spark of recognition? Maybe he feels like he has to test me, make sure that I'm good for his job, and yes, feelings have no place out there. Maybe I misjudged his intentions. As the end of dinner draws near, topics get more casual. Mr. Abiki gives up asking me about the work and I'm happy about it. Of course, there's still the business plan, but my confidence is growing immensely. Well, that was good. Now how about we have another glass of wine while we look at your project? Sounds good to me. As I grab for the folder from my bag, I suddenly notice a wave of mist coming through the gap beneath the kitchen door. What the hell? The freezer was... Ume closed it, did she? But wait! If she's just a figment of my imagination, does that mean the fridge is still open? Oh no! Improvise! In panic, I look through my bag and suddenly pat my pockets. Oh dear, it seems like I've lost my phone. Oh really? That's a shame. If you've lost it on your way here, then... No, I'm pretty sure I had it before I went to get the wine. It must be... Oh, goddamn. It must be in the kitchen. Oh, in that case... Would you mind if I quickly go get it? I got it from my father and it's pretty important to me. I'm pretty sure you understand, and please don't wait to start looking over my plan. I'm sure you'll find it satisfying. Very well then. And so I rush to the kitchen, making sure Abiki doesn't notice the mist as I pass through the door. As I enter, I expect the godlike figure that is Ume standing in the middle of the room, piercing me with her cold eyes, but instead, the kitchen is empty. Even the mist is slowly dissipating as the fridge seems firmly closed. I step closer to make sure there's nothing wrong with it. I run my fingers along the seam, sealing the gap between the door and the case of the fridge, trying to convince myself that it's not damaged. Suddenly, I hear a moaning and immediately stop. I look up and I see Ume sitting on top of the fridge, on top of herself. God, that's so weird. Running her fingers through her hair, biting her lip in pure ecstasy. I immediately retract my hand upon realizing what I've just done. What? Oh, God. I hope... I'm blushing. Be a gentleman. What? Is she flirting with me? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, God. Are you reading this, guys? She wants me to investigate her? I'm sure I'll find new ways to keep myself entertained. After all, you've showed me some new tricks to try. What the... I'm just gonna ignore that scene. Okay, I'm back. Still out of breath, I take a seat next to Mr. Abiki. So? Huh? I look at him in confusion and shame, which seems completely unreasonable, but I can't help it. Did you find your phone? Yes, thank you. I gradually pull myself back together. Ibiki nods slowly and turns back towards my plan. I'm not sure if he's happy with it. Damn poker face. As Mr. Ibiki grasps the content of the documents I've presented to him, he begins asking questions, trying to poke holes in my strategy. Despite the events of the evening, or maybe because of them, I managed to keep my mind focused and answer the best I can. With each answer I give, Mr. Ibiki seems more and more satisfied with me, even though I still think it's a long way until I can call this respect. Eventually we reach the final details of my plan. But I can't have a simple victory, can I? From the corner of my eye, I see the door of the kitchen opening slightly, Ume leaning against the frame with a seductive smile on her face. Oh, God. Shh. What if Mr. Abiki sees her? Can he see her? Would that be my problem? I can't risk it. The evening has gone so well, I can't let a refrigerator mess it all up. I clear my throat to get Abiki's attention. Mr. Abiki, I spent a lot of time talking during the day. Would it be okay if I get a glass of water from the kitchen? Oh, of course, suit yourself. I'll look over the numbers one last time. Thanks. Quickly, I rush towards the kitchen and see Ume disappearing from the door frame. As I enter, I see Ume's definitely up to no good. She's leaning against the fridge, her spine arched slightly back, flattering all the advantages of her upper body. With her head cocked to one side, it makes for a mischievous and equally seductive look. Definitely up to no good, she knows it, we both know it, it's time to confront her about it. Look, Ume, I don't know what you're up to or why, you obviously know that this evening is very important to me, so with all due respect, please let it go. Let me have this success, I really need it, please. Can the dude hear this? Ume pushes herself off the fridge. Oh, is that so? You're cute, you know. Oh wait, why is he talking like the old man? Oh, is that so? You're cute, you know that. You're cute, you know that. Of course I know how important playtime is for you. Playtime? You think this is a game? Slowly she comes closer, swinging her hips with every gracious step she takes. Of course it is. Humans love to play. First as children, then as adults. The only difference lies in the stakes, which grow higher and higher. And that's the most, intriguing aspect. She's now standing right in front of me, her lips just inches away from mine. There is just one difference between me and most other adults. I try to find my voice. And what would that be? Ume moves her head, bringing her lips dangerously close to my ear as she whispered, oh, I'm cringing already. I still have fun playing games. Oh God, this is horrible. Hey, huh? As I slowly come to my senses, I think I just did it with a fridge. I think he's gonna see me sticking my wing wang in the fridge. I open my eyes wide and look around only to realize I'm gently hugging a fridge with my lips pressed to its doors. Oh God, what happened? Hey, what's going on? Are you alright? He looks freaked out. Oh dear, I'm sorry, I must have passed out. Good, well, I'd like to attribute that to my improvisation skills. It's not as far away from the truth. What have I done? Slowly I turn towards where Mr. Riki's voice came from, and yes, slowly shaking his head, he seems to have noticed it too. I am so sorry, I felt weak all of a sudden. The day must have been harder than I wanted to admit. His gaze is incomprehensible, but it doesn't seem to be angry. It's okay, look, I'm gonna call you a taxi to get you home. You're not getting on that bike of yours, they can transport it too. But, no buts, now let me make a call and get you another glass of water. He thinks I'm wrecked. Okay, they'll be here any minute. Let's go outside. The fresh air will do you good. Bloody hell. So I checked all the documents, young man. They look good, really good in fact. I think I'll continue my investment and maybe even add a little extra. There's some real potential here. Thank you, Mr. Abiki. I appreciate your kind words. Your father taught you well. You can be proud of yourself. Now, I'm sure you have another hard day tomorrow, but I'd recommend you take it off and maybe go see a doctor. Trust me, you can't be productive if you're not healthy. As the taxi stops in front of the house, Ibiki steps to the driver and hands him some money. Another wave of shame hits me. He wishes me a good evening, and we depart into the night. I should be happy that, despite what happened, everything went well, but I can't shake the feeling of defeat. Okay, I think we're going to wrap it up there again for today's video. Wow. That was intense. This is a very rated R episode of Checkpoint. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and a subscribe. This game is bizarre, but I'm kind of addicted. Thanks for watching, guys. This has been Steve. That has been Cold Hearts. Checkpoint complete.